Joe, May 2nd, 2015, Heroes versus Villains.
Heroes versus Villains, PK. And I'll tell you something right now. All those Haversham hamburger grillers or whatever I call them, I'll tell you something, they were all stoked. You want to know why?
Why, Joe?
Because I was here. I was here to entertain the masses, and you're very welcome.
Anyways, Joe, let's go ahead and get to our first match.
Yeah.
Kid Bryson was supposed to face Rod Bolt, but of course, Rod Bolt had to go on vacation to Aruba to work on his tan, I believe.
He's a very busy man, and do not judge the man because he's so white. Okay?
Well, Joe, the bottom line is, so he said, hey, look, Kiyoshi Sakamura is going to have to face you, so in that way you can qualify to face me. And sure enough, Kid Bryson did exactly that.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. He took a beating from that guy. He took a beating from Kiyoshi, but you know what? He happened to get lucky. Lightning struck once for him.
Joe, Kid Bryson's been doing very well, and a young wrestler used an old school move, a pile driver, to get that victory.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something, he got lucky this time, but when he faces the real deal, when he faces Rod Bolt, you might as well consider yourself a loss, and you better remain under the tutelage of Rod Bolt, or you're not going to go very far in this industry, young man.
Hey, Joe, why don't you have that private conversation with him instead of with our fans?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something, I will say what I want in front of those fans. I will say what I want in front of...
Oh, we know. Whether it makes sense or not. Anyways, then the next match was Ken O'Sullivan for the Generations title. He had an open call out to anybody that wanted to face him. Scorn came out, and it started out. All of a sudden, some guy came out we've never seen before.
Yeah, what was that?
Ashkar Shabazz Jenkins from Israel.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Well, I'll tell you something. Yeah, that Jiffy Pop looking wrestler decided to come out here and try to interrupt the match. But let's face it. They were fighting an Irish guy. You know how Irish people are.
No, Joe, how are they?
They're bloodthirsty. They love to fight. They love to, eat
That's fine, Joe, because I find them hardworking and friendly and just as normal as the rest of us. But that's okay, Joe. The bottom line is it was a great match, but fortunately for our champion, he hit Scorn with a look of the Irish and wound up getting the victory.
I'm sure he's going to celebrate by listening to U2 and eating a potato and drinking some Guinness.
Wow, Joe. And then we had a fatal four-way. We were originally going to have a triple threat, but it evolved into a fatal four-way with Tower and Chad Wood versus White Trash versus Deadly Instincts versus the Cousins of Destruction. And it was a table, ladders, and chairs match, and every one of those objects came in at one point or another.
That's one of the craziest matches I've ever seen in the history of professional wrestling, period, not just the OSWA.
I agree.
And I'll tell you something, those guys fought hard. They had to climb that ladder, they had to reach for those titles, and I'll tell you something.
And then they were able to buy their way to the championship.
What are you talking
White
about?
Trash bribed Chad.
Excuse me, PK and Joe, excuse me. Y'all said we bought the titles.
That is correct.
We do live in America. Money talks. Business is business. We did what we had to do.
Well, here's the bottom line. My question is, then why did you offer Chad Wood and Tower money? Why couldn't you just let your guys
like I said, business is business. Money talks. We done what we had to do. You're looking at the former OSWA Tag Team Champions, now twice OSWA Tag Team Champions, and this starts the future, the longest reigning Tag Team Champions to come.
Well, David, I hope you got plenty of money to buy all the other tag teams off, because that's the only way it's going to be.
No, you're totally wrong again. Now the other teams have to step up and beat Cody Fairview and Jimmy Lee. It's not going to happen.
Well, let me ask them this. David, why don't you step out? Let me bring in the champions then. Champs, come on up.
Congratulations to White Trash.
Congratulations
Finally
to David
got some
Garrison having
gold.
plenty of cash to help you guys get the gold.
Why do you have to be such a spoil sport?
That don't matter. Business is business, brother. Business is business.
Well, let me ask this. Then what does the future hold for y'all? Then what do you think? We've already heard from David. What do you two think holds the future holds for White Trash?
Victory.
Easy. More wins and us keeping these titles as long as we can.
Well, I wish you all the best. You guys technically get the W for tonight. Some will say a W is a W, right, Joe?
Yeah, but these guys earned it, and they never lost their titles, and we all know that in the first place. So let's just say they retained their titles officially for the first time.
All right. I like your thinking.
Yeah, well, it's the right thinking.
All right, well, Mr. Fairview, good luck to you. And James Lee, or Jimmy, as you like to say, good luck to you as well.
Jimmy Lee, always a pleasure. I'll tell you something. I'm so glad to see finally some real tag team champions here again.
Regardless of how we thought it turned out, or regardless of who you wanted won, it was still one heck of a match.
Yeah, or your spin on it.
Well, Joe, then we had Z, who was going to face Johnny Walker, and it was going to be a tag match. They can call out whoever they wanted. Who does Z walk out with? Jackie Damian and Vengeance.
I told you something. I was just as shocked as everybody else to see the Dominion reunited.
Exactly.
OSWA.
Well, then also as well, so Johnny Walker comes out, and who does he call out? Goth Black.
I tell you something, PK. We have a new tag team on the block, PK. It is the team of Vike Inc., Goth and Walker. And I'll tell you something. For a tag team to defeat the Dominion for their debut match, I gotta say that it says a lot for Viking.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the tag teams turn out. But ultimately, the Vikings, they hit one of their finishing moves, the Hammer of the Gods, on Vengeance for the win. And then after that, Vengeance and Z and Jackie seem to have a little bit of drama of their own.
Yeah, well, tempers run wild, hot. It's heat of the moment. And Z accidentally pushed over Jackie, but I'm sure they'll resolve their differences.
Well, Joe, apparently he once again saw a different match, the ending that I saw.
No.
Well, then we had Adrian Phillips versus Curtis Coleman for the #1 contenders match for the corporate championship.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. There was some surprises in that match.
Sure were.
Like when Adrian Phillips dove out of the ring.
Oh, yes, and almost hit our table, but tackling Curtis Coleman at the same time.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. But ultimately, Curtis Coleman, as Adrian Phillips went to roll him up into looked like a sharpshooter, maybe a cloverleaf, Curtis Coleman instead rolled him into a small package and got the pin.
That's right. Well, then on to our main event. The biggest upset in the history of the OSWA.
For the biggest prize in the OSWA, Alpha McFly versus Jake Hughes.
I'll tell you something. I am very
Happy.
disappointed.
Happy.
Will you shut
Joe
up?
was very happy because it was a great match. Alpha McFly, who came back from the future,
You don't say I was happy.
faced Jake Hughes and ultimately hit him with his flux capacitor for the win. Great match, very physical, but ultimately the fan favorite and the guy who deserved it the most, Alpha McFly, gets the victory.
What? I'll tell you something. Will you shut up, PK?
That's all, folks, for Joe. Anyway,
Oh,
our next show is going to be May 16th. Bell time at 7 o'clock. We look forward to seeing you here. It's going to be great to see what happens in our tag team division with White Trash being the champions and as well where the Ultimate Championship is going to go. And don't forget, you guys can catch up on all the action at OSWAentertainment.com, YouTube.com/OSWA Entertainment. You also follow us on Facebook, Facebook.com/OSWA Entertainment. Catch up on the recaps. See Joe and I, see what's going on with your wrestlers. Go to our website. We appreciate our fans. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.